Peace be upon you, grade 7. In this video, we're going to learn how to write a formal letter. Before we start with any of the tasks given here, I would like you to open your student's book on this page. And now we will define the meaning of formal letter and the opposite of formal. The meaning of formal letter. It's a kind of letter that is written for official and professional communication. So when you want to communicate with someone who you don't know or someone for the first time, it's preferable to write a formal letter. The opposite of formal is informal. Informal letters are used for casual or personal communication, and we usually use informal letters to talk with our friends and let them know about our lives. And the content of the informal letters is friendly and written in a friendly manner because the people you are sending the message to are familiar to you. So right now we will start with the first task on this page, which is task number 1, read. What we need to do here is to read the advertisement and the letter under it. And we have to find 3 requests for information in the letter that match with the number notes. Well, it's quite easy. It seems to be complicated, but it's really easy. So the first thing that we have here is this advertisement. It's an advertisement for an Indian restaurant called Taj Mahal restaurant, and under this advertisement we have a formal letter that we have to read and find some kind of requests that is matched with the yellow squares that we have here. So the person who wrote the message is asking the restaurant, the manager or the owner of the restaurant about specific things like vegetarian dishes, if they have vegetarian dishes. He's asking them about the price and other things. So now we will read the message together and we will try to find these requests. I just need to tell you something before we start reading this message, that the inquiries or the questions of this person is depending on the information given within the advertisement. So vegetarian dishes, it's written here traditional. So is there any vegetarian dishes in their traditional menu? And then it's written here set menu, so we want to know the price of this menu. And the last thing, the person is asking if there is a table for 10 people and the day is given with the date. So let's start reading this message or letter, and this letter is a formal letter, so please focus how it's written. It starts with Dear Sir or Madam. Why is that? Because we don't know the name of the person that we are sending to. He's sending to a restaurant and he doesn't know the name of the person who's going to receive the message, so he's sending to someone who's involved. Now it starts with I'm organizing a meet for a group of friends to celebrate the end of school year. We would like to book a table. It doesn't mean book or books that we're reading. Book means he wants to make a reservation for a table for 10 people on Friday 14th of July for 7 o'clock. Could you please let me know if that's possible? So we were asked to match the requests with the notes that we have in the advertisement. So could you please let me know if that's possible? So he wants to know if it's possible to get a table for 10 people on Friday 14th. Alright, so this is request. Could you please? He's asking him if that's possible or not. Now let's start with the second paragraph. So the first paragraph, and now we will start with the second paragraph. I have two further questions. This means that we have two more requests. The first one is, could you please let me know how much the set menu costs? Could you please let me know how much the set menu costs? He's asking. And one of the things given in the note here is how much. So he's requesting the manager or the owner of this restaurant to ask him about the price. How much would it cost? Secondly, could you please tell me if there is any good choice for vegetarian dishes on the menu, as two of my friends do not eat meat or fish. So the second request on this paragraph starts from here, the third line on the second paragraph. Could you please tell me if there is any good choice for vegetarian dishes, etc. till the end of the sentence. And you have to put the question mark because you're requesting, which means that you are asking. So the meaning of the vegetarian, if you don't know, means that dishes that includes only vegetables without any kind of meat. At the end, I look forward to hearing from you. This means that this person is waiting for the response, and at the end of this message or letter, we will say yours faithfully and then the signature. So the name of the person who sent this message is Jonathan Harwood. So if we really want to have a look on the how formal letters are written, they are quite simple and easy. You need to start them with dear sir or madam, or the name of the person you are sending to if you know the name of this person. In this message or in this letter, we don't know the name of the person that we're sending the message to because it's kind of general message to a restaurant. Then you have to write and organize your ideas in two different paragraphs, and you have to end the letter with yours faithfully or yours sincerely. Well, when do we use yours faithfully or yours sincerely? We use yours faithfully when we don't know the name of the person. Look at the beginning of this message. It starts with dear sir or madam, so we don't know their names. But when we write yours sincerely, we write it in the case of knowing the name of the person we're sending to. For example, if you are sending a letter to a manager of a company and you know the name of the manager, so you have to write at the end of your letter yours sincerely, and then you have to put your signature, which is your name. Now we will move to task number 2 in the read section. This is task number 2. What we need to do here is to complete the sentences with information from the advertisement and the letter. So we have already read the letter, the content of the formal letter that we have here, and we read the advertisement. The name of the restaurant is the Taj Mahal restaurant. It serves traditional Indian food, and they have a set menu which is available. Great value, 46. It's 64 Market Street. So now we will use the information given or provided in both the advertisement and the letter, and we will try to answer these questions. So the first one, we have 4 different examples here. We will start with the first one. The restaurant serves space food. What kind of food do they serve? Let's go back. They serve traditional Indian food. The second example, there are space people in Jonathan's group. So how many people are there in this person's letter? How many person or people he mentioned? So let's go to line number 3. He want to book a table for 10 for 10, this number means the number of the people he wants to invite. Number 3, they plan to arrive at the restaurant at clock, so we are looking for the time. It's right here. Line number 3, the end of line number 3, the beginning of line number 4, 7 o'clock. And the last example, 2 of Jonathan's friend only eat space food. So in his letter, he was requesting the restaurant to tell him if they serve any vegetarian food. Why is that? Because 2 of his friends do not eat meat or fish, so this means that they are vegetarian. So they only eat vegetarian food. This is the answer of example number 4. Now let's go and check the answers together, and I would like you to be careful with your handwriting and the spelling of the words. Now I would like you to check your answers for task number 2, read. So the first answer is traditional Indian food, the second one is 10, the third one is 7, and the fourth one is vegetarian. And we were asked in task number 1 to find the requests in the letter. So I would like you to underline these requests here. We talked about 3 different requests. I would like you to underline them. The first one is in paragraph number 1, and it says, could you please tell me if there is a good choice of vegetarian dishes on the menu? The number of these answers are related to the number of the notes that we have in yellow color right next to the advertisement. So the first request is not in paragraph 1, it's in paragraph number 2. The second request is about how much, the price. So could you please let me know how much the set menu costs? Alright, and it's there in paragraph number 2. Please try to find it and underline it. And the last one, could you please let me know if that's possible? So this can be found in paragraph number 1. I will show you the position or the place where you can find the requests. So here, the first one, it's not the first one, like the first one that you can find in this letter. So the first one here is, could you please let me know if that's possible? Underline this one. Second one starts from right here. First, could you please let me know till the end, till you find the question mark. And then the third and last request starts from here. Could you please tell me if there is a good choice of till the end of this sentence once you find the question mark. So this is what you need to underline. Now let's move to task number 1 in prepare. And here we have 2 simple questions. And what we need to do here is to complete these phrases for requesting information from the letter. So we need to go back to the letter and see how to write these kind of requests and what's missing here. So let's have a look on the requests. This is the first one that we underlined. Could you please let me know if that's possible? So could you please let me know? The second request, could you please let me know? It's the same. And the last one, which is right here, could you please tell me? So it's either tell me, could you please tell me, or could you please let me know? Now let's try to complete the missing words in this task. So could you please let me know? And in the second one, you will start your request with could. So could you please tell me if, and then you will mention the inquiry that you need to ask about. Now we will check the answers of this task. So in this space, in the first example, in this space you have to write let, and then no. In the second one, the first space you have to write could, and then the second space you have to write tell. Please check your answers. And now we will move to task number 2. Here we have to use the phrases in exercise number 1 to request the following information. So we have 5 different information and we need to reform them to look like a request. And what we need to use is here, the 2 requests right here, the phrases that we use here. This is the meaning of task number 1 in prepare section. Alright? So the first information given is, do you serve fish? When you want to make a request, we will start it with could. Could you please tell me, or could you please let me know if you serve fish? Number 2, the information given for you is, are you open on Sunday evenings? So you want to know if this restaurant is opening on Sunday evenings. The way to write a request for this information is, could you please let me know, or could you please tell me if you open on Sunday evenings? The third example, do you have a table for 5 people? Or you can say, do you have a table for 5? So this means that we're talking about people here. The way that we have to write the request is to start with could. So could you please tell me, or could you please let me know if you have a table for 5 people? Number 4, do you have a set menu? Could you please let me know if you have a set menu? And the last one is the restaurant in the town center? And the way to write a request is to start with could. Could you let me know if the restaurant is in town center? Now I would like you to open your notebooks and try to write these answers for task number 2, prepare. And this is how we write a request. So as I told you, we have 5 different information. We were asked to write a request for all of these 5 information. So the first one we wrote could, because this is how to write a request phrase. Could you please let me know, or could you please tell me, and then you mention the thing that you want to ask about. Please make sure to write the sentences in a correct way. So here you have the answers of the examples number 1, 2, and 3, and the rest of the examples are right here. Number 4, could you please let me know if you have a set menu, or you can say, could you please tell me if you have a set menu. The last example, which is number 5, could you please let me know if the restaurant is in the center of town? Or you can say, could you please tell me if the restaurant is in the center of the town? So now we will move to task number 3 and prepare section. We have to read the writing tip. How is the beginning and ending of a formal letter different from an informal letter? So we will have some information given here, and we will learn some more information about writing the formal and the informal letter. I would like you to have a look on this sentence written in this green box. So we have the writing tip, starting and ending formal letter. What we need to learn here is how to start the formal letter. You have to start it by writing dear and then mention the name of the person. The same thing that happened here, dear, and then you can mention the name of the person. If you don't know the name of the person, you have to write sir or madam. Then, point number 2, if you want to reply to your letter, write I look forward to hearing from you after the final paragraph. So as I told you, we have 2 paragraphs in the letter, in this letter, formal letter, and when you want someone to send you a response for your inquiries, you have to write this sentence right here, I look forward to hearing from you, right after the second paragraph. Then we will move to the last point, which is the finishing of this formal letter, and you have to mention yours sincerely in the case if you know the person's name, and if you don't know the name of the person, you have to write yours faithfully, same as we have in the example of the formal letter that we read, yours faithfully, and then the last thing you have to end it with a signature. The last thing of this page or this lesson is to write. So here you have to write a formal letter yourself talking about this topic. So the basic things that you need to do in this task, that you have to imagine if you want to organize a meal for yourself and a group of friends, you have this advertisement that you have to write, and then you have to follow the writing plan of writing a formal letter, and we talked about the steps of writing the formal letter. So the letter should include from 90 to 110 words. This is the advertisement. The name of the restaurant is Stefano's. It's an Italian restaurant. And what you need to ask about is the set menu. You want to write a request asking about the set menu that they have. It's written here, large choice of dishes. And then you want to ask about the opening time. When are they going to open the restaurant? The plan that you need to follow is write in this box, the one under the advertisement, and you must write in 2 paragraphs. In the first paragraphs, you have to mention or say how many people are coming with you, or how many people are you going to invite. What is the occasion? The occasion in this letter that we read is, it's written here, I'm organizing a meal for a group of friends to celebrate the end of the year, of the school year. So this is the event. It's a celebration of the end of the school year. So you have to write the event that you want to go and celebrate in that restaurant, and then the date and time. And in paragraph number 2, you have to write a request for 2 pieces of information in the notes. So you have to write a request regarding to the information that you have here in the yellow box. The first request is, could you please let me know, or could you please tell me if you have a set menu? This is how to write a request for the first information here. And the second one, could you please tell me what time are you going to open, or what is the opening time? And that's really it. And then you have to make sure to start your letter by saying dear, sir, or madam, because you don't know the name of the person that you're sending the message to. And by that, you have to end it with yours faithfully. And of course, you're waiting for their response, so you have to write this sentence and write your signature. So this is going to be your homework. And that's really it for today's lesson. Of course, you have to check these points while you are writing your formal letter. All the best.